The session is how to QA your model so that it's actually useful. It's being presented by Shane Brown. Shane's with CSi Global Services, and he's worked on projects from $1.2 billion to $64 billion projects. So he's the man. So I'll turn the time over.
Thanks, mate. All right. Thanks for coming today. Appreciate you choosing this session. So make it valuable for you. So we don't have much time, so I'm just going to get straight into it. Okay, so first of all, I just want to go through the purpose of why I actually chose to do this session. Pretty much every day, I'm constantly QAing my own model, getting models from other people, trying to figure out how it's done, why it's done in particular ways. And when I give out a model, I've got a bit of pride, and I want to actually go out so it's actually got the right naming standards and it's set up properly. So I thought this would be the perfect session because it covers everybody. It doesn't matter what discipline, what position you're in, whether you're a model author, model manager, BIM manager, project BIM manager, whatever. We've all got to look after a model, a team, and QA at some stage. So that's the purpose behind this whole talk. The agenda, under audit routines, we've got two types we're going to be doing. One through properties and the other one through search sets. So what you'll see later on is how you find all the properties in Navisworks and then actually isolate it just to one view or colour code it and check out what it's actually like. Same with search sets, similar, but if you've used Navis before, you know it's not just one property, you can have multiple. And then how to actually create a report of that. So if you get a model, your team's giving you the model, you've got to check it out. You can create a report, send it back to them and actually see where it's at, or your directors, whoever. Match properties, sort of like CAD and Revit and other programs, all got match properties. iConstruct's got a feature that allows you to actually find the same properties instantly within Navis. So we'll go through that. Profile, how to save it out and load it. So once you actually create all these routines, save it, give it to the rest of the team, and they don't have to do any work, they just load it in and everything's set up for them, to just click a few buttons. And because I wanted to share the love a bit, create an API of everything. So on the folders when we go through it, everything we do today, we've already created an API so you can take it away and just use it. So, what's next? So just to go through these portions quickly. So we're going to be going through fire rating, boosting, materials, system names, abbreviations. So create a multiple files with architectural, structural, and building services. And so whichever discipline you're in, the file's there, open it up, have a bit of a play. If you want to try someone else's discipline, go for it, it's no issues. So that's it, let's get into it. So on your page drive, I think it is, you'll see it in there. There's a folder called How to QA Your Model. Please copy and paste that to your desktop. Yep. Don't cut and paste, copy. And also, I've got two guys in the room, Alistair and Isaac up the back there. If you need any help with anything, just shoot out. They do this stuff every day, so they'll be able to help you out. So the folder's called How to QA Your Model, and it should look like such. So there are three folders. Has anyone not found that? All right, excellent. So let's just have a quick browse through these. So under audit by properties and search sets, you've got the two different disciplines. So ArcConstruct, we're using the one model, and MEP is the other. So what we've done is we've got the RVT files so you can check out how we actually created certain things. We've got the DAT, which is some appearance profiles, and then we've got these NWDs, which we're going to use today. Quick question. Has anyone not used Navis before in the class? Not a problem. Just fire a few questions. So that's the architecturals, the services guys. Got the MEP models there as well. And you've got the ABI files, or the MP4s. So if you don't get working or have time to actually do it, or you're not on a PC, you've still got the actual API to view later on. If you don't have a hard drive or something to take it away, give me a business card and I'll send it through to you next week. And then under match properties, we've got another API for that and the view report. So before we start, has anyone not got that? Get into it. Excellent. All right, so you need Navis 13. So if there's not a shortcut on your desktop, you'll have to go to the programs, more programs, under Autodesk. So we're using Navis 13. Not 14. iConstruct's not installed on Navisworks 14. This lab. And once you've found that, open up whichever file you choose, whether it's actually the architectural structural MEP. And the one we're after is step 1, the properties. Open. If it's open, just check you can see your selection tree and you can see iConstruct as well. Anyone not see those? Alright. Let's go to the home ribbon. If I'm talking too loud or too soft, I can't hear in my right ear. So if I'm yelling, I don't mean to be yelling. I can't hear my volume rate. Okay. So while that's loading, I'll just do a quick demonstration of the first step, and then we'll go through it. So what we want to do for the first time is actually get all the properties in the model, and actually find out what's there, and then we can actually start to QA certain items. So the whole process always starts with selecting something. So for today we're going to actually select the whole file in the selection tree. So you can either follow along or watch, I'll do this a couple of times. Then under iConstruct, go to General Configuration and select the Audit Configuration icon. You should see something like this. And the first thing you do is go get NW properties. So what that's doing is that's grabbing every parameter that's been brought into Navisworks so that you can select it and create your separate views. So I'll do this a couple of times, so if you don't see it the first time, do it again, go OK. And then down the bottom, just here, select Use Auto Filter, and these tabs will become available.
There's a few like just dialog options. So we go Windows, turn on selection tree, go back into again. Alright. Go back into Windows.
So just a little bit of info here. The two tabs, Model tab is the Properties tab in Navisworks. I've got an image here.
So if you click on selection tree,
so you know when you select something in Navisworks and you get all the properties? So up the very top, you've got item, element, reference level, system type, Revit type, and so on. That's what's in the top tab here, just here, Model tab. So if you want to actually get the element of something, choose that. So I'll scroll down and look for element. It doesn't come in alphabetical order. And then I want to do a search by a particular property. So if you're in the architectural model, you can select something like the fire rating or acoustic rating. If you're in the structural, you can choose concrete grade, and so on. Your services, choose system type, classification, abbreviation, and so on. We're going to do this a few times, so. And you can just watch for the front for a second. Make sure you have generate selection ticked, generate viewpoint, and zoom to viewpoint. So we've got these ones ticked. Alright. Where it's got the model tab property, if you just highlight that and go Control C and Control V it into the name and just hit save. That will now appear on the left hand side, which is just out on the screen, and it saves all those settings for those properties. So what we've done is we opened up Navis, we selected the whole file, we said get Navisworks properties, it loaded it into this dialog box. We then went and chose the properties we want to look for, and then ticked the buttons. You can't select any of this until you first select Use Auto Filter. If you don't have this portion, it's okay. It's just a service pack that needs to be installed. So, I'm just a bad boy, tell the guys about it. That's okay. Once you save it, hit close, and under audit routine, audits up the very top, you'll see the actual name in the folder. So it's matter go to audits and then scroll up and down until you see that same name that is there. And then let the magic pick up. So if I go and select that now, first make sure the model's selected. And what it goes and does is it goes and finds everything from the model with that particular property and creates a separate view for it. So now, in my viewpoints, it's broken up all the fire ratings and the non-defined. Well, that one doesn't have non-defined. In that, so if I just select 2 hour, so on, so on, it shows me exactly where they are and what's assigned to what. So that's the full circle. So we'll do it a few more times with some different examples. So if you go back to home, let's do it again. Step 1, select the actual file. Step 2, go to iConstruct, under General Configuration, and you want to set up the audit config. And that brings up the dialog box.
So this is the search that one.
And then go and select Get Navisworks Properties. So it's always those same 3 steps all the way through. So depending on what discipline you're in, think about what you're documenting, what you're scheduling, and then that becomes the properties for your actually, what you want to search for. Or what you're going to get from a consultant or something, so what you actually want to see how they've done it, QA it before you actually do this background, or you do anything with it.
Yeah, and then save it.
Okay, so now let's use auto filter again.
And then now with everything selected,
And
you go to your audits tab. So
choose an element again.
Click that. Run. Okay. So everything with the video fire rating
choose
is there. So if you
acoustic
go
rating.
viewpoints now, viewpoints tab, which
Now I'll tick those same boxes.
view, window.
So for those who've used Navis before, this automatically creates a selection set for you, so you don't have to create all that type of thing. By ticking that, direct the viewpoints.
Place that there. So anything with a one.
Not that you have this, but that automatically zooms to the area. So if you've got a big building and you don't tick it, all of a sudden you see one door and nothing else.
And now you can repeat that process. We've got acoustic rating in there and concrete strength. So they're called BDO, acoustic rating, BDO, concrete strength. So you can repeat that process.
Questions?
So you create another audit for concrete strength audit, acoustics. Yes, you repeat the process. Yeah, so, you can click BDO fire rating, you can load that. And now all you have to do is change the name, change that, and then save it again, and then you've got a second audit there. You can do it again for another property, So it's a quick way.
I'll save that one.
Model, so you can just rip out straight away. All the
Place that into the template name.
etc.
And hit save.
I use iConstruct every day.
Now the great thing about this process is one person sets it up,
Yeah.
everyone else gets it later on.
Yeah, well that's the thing, and it's just separated. So.
Close that. I'll try the boards again.
And then audit
And I'll look for my
so these
acoustic
two
rating
we set
option.
everything up, and once you've set it
So
up, you
video,
set it
acoustic rating, select the icon, and it goes and searches everything in the model for that particular parameter,
and now rename it to
creates a folder, creates separate views,
and then just change that.
and then you'll see in here,
Save it and go back and
we've got all the different acoustic
and then
ratings.
you get all the acoustic ratings. Yeah.
Fire and acoustic. And at the same time, in your selection sets and search sets tree, you've got those selection sets automatically created for you. So if you want to start selecting and doing different things, you can. From personal experience, I found this has been a link between us modelers and BIM managers and upper management, because they don't see the model every day, and until they actually see it, they're not involved in the process. They sign the check, but they don't actually see the model every day, so they don't know everything that's going on. So I've found by doing this, setting it up and asking them, what do you want to see? What do you need? Put it onto them and get them to challenge you. You know, what do you want to see in the model for that meeting? What do you want to see in that level? And do it, give it to them. You can have a meeting on it, a design review meeting, a page 2 meeting, a workshop meeting, whatever you want. And it gets them more engaged in understanding the actual use of the model. So that's just been my experience. Because they just do markups all day and go to meetings. They don't see the model. Alright, so we'll do that again. So I'm going to click to the home. And I'll jump into the building services one for a minute. Let's see that. So just got ducts and pipes and so forth. So they start the process again, select the model, go to general configuration and choose audit config and get Navisworks properties. Select use auto filter and then look for the actual information you'd like. So I'm going to go element and system classification and type is always a good one, because you actually get to see what's assigned to wrong things. For example, supply and return are on the same duct run. Okay, so you can QA that type of thing and quickly fix it. Tick all the other boxes that you require. Copy the naming, or call it something that you understand, the rest of the team understands, and hit save. Close it, and then once again go to audit routine and look for that name. So system classification, and now it's gone through and it's broken up all the systems. So I've got exhaust air, return, supply in their particular systems. So you might easily see that that one's actually on the other one, vice versa. You can fix it up before you send it out.
Yeah, I think
So the whole idea of the properties is pretty much you need to know what you want to look for first, and then go and set it, run the routine, and then you'll have a template, an audit folder set up, with that information that you require. All right. Any questions before we move on? But,
Well, I'm in the MEP.
oh, inside there.
Okay.
Where would
So
I?
you can go to element. No, element. One in. Yeah. Go to your model tab. This one's already. And go to system class.
Don't write every time.
Configuration. You do generate selection set and generate viewpoints.
Okay. Any questions?
Save that bit.
Alrighty. Next portion, search sets. So can you please open up the step 2 model?
Save. Close one.
Should look exactly the same, but it's just one little difference.
Yeah. Now you save viewpoints.
We've got half an hour left. I think lunch is after this, so if you've got any questions or you want to go through anything, have to stay back and help out. Okay, so I'll quickly demonstrate this one for you. You can follow along if you like, or you can just watch and I'll do it again in a second. So what we want to do now is select multiple things and bring it in a different manner. So this one's all about the search sets, so you need to have a series of search sets to start with. Now if you haven't created them before, we don't have time to go through them right now, but I'm happy to go through them at lunchtime for you and actually show you how to create your search sets and so on. But what a search set is that it's a series of rules. So if I select this one, I've said I want to search for an element with the fire rating that equals that, or every acoustic rating that isn't defined but has walls. So now I'm selecting just one property. I want all the doors and walls in one go.
Yeah.
Another one. For the structural boys in the room, got the concrete grades, and so on. So any search set you would like. So first step is you export the search set out. So export search sets, and just call it whatever you like for now. I've already got one saved there in that folder. And this time, when you go to order configuration, you actually load that file in. So go to here, you're going to grab that file, tick that box, and then all the search sets come down here for you. So now you can select all these, give them a selector, have a viewpoint, and give it a colour. So if you want all your ducts to be green, electrical to be yellow and so on, or you want your fire rated doors and windows to be a certain colour and acoustic to be a different colour, this is where you can assign different colours to the actual items in the model. So I'll go underline, just cool.
I can drag this.
I'll tick all the boxes. I want a viewpoint plus everything, all the doors that aren't fire rated. I want to be, say, red. All the 1 hours. Choose a colour. And this is something that you could set up in your BIM plan up front, what colour certain things are, so everyone understands exactly straight away. So viewpoint.
How are we going
And give it a name. Fire rating. That's it. Hit save. Now under the audit routine, I don't have to select anything. I just got to find it in here. So that's this one here. When I run it, it goes and looks for all those searches and automatically colour codes them and puts them in a separate folder. Now, we should get a lot more use out of this. When you go and show everything, you've still got things coloured. So you know what they are. You can go and check out whether it's fire rating, acoustic rating, so on and so on. your system types, that just automatically colour codes it and puts it in there. Now, if your naming standards are the same in your company, then you only do this once, and everyone just automatically runs it whenever they want. It's only the project-specific things that you get from a client or someone else that you need to create the new ones. So I'll do that again. So export search sets, and that exports everything you've created. Once you've done that, under audit configuration, under general config, audit configs, you then load in that particular XML file. And then you can choose what you actually want to colour code. I'll do acoustic this time. Pick everything. Give it a name. As you can see, it keeps saving them in the list on the left-hand side. So you only ever have to do it once, and everyone's got it in the company. And then back to the same spot under audits. Go down the list, run the routine, and now it's colour coded. Everything based on its acoustic rating, or what hasn't been assigned an acoustic rating yet. Unhide everything, and you can still see all the colours, so you get an idea. A nice one that you can use is break the model up into level by level in one go for yourself, so you can actually see what's happening level by level. So, if I go back to home.
Yeah, anybody, when they export their search sets, they try to bring it into iConstruct. Is it not showing up?
It's the
Everyone's
search.
having the same issue. So if you want to go through that step slowly,
Okay.
one time, so
Yep.
everyone can see
All right.
how it should work.
Watch me. All part of the plan.
So what's it, that's a service pack?
Yeah. Yeah. Service pack 1. So once you've got all your service sets created, you export it, which I'm assuming you've all done. Under the general config, audit routine, it has this box with the 3 dots on it, which allows you to load in that search set file. Double click on it, and everything that you've created comes down in the drop down list.
Yeah, that's where they can't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got the API in the folder, so you can see how you do it step by step, and you just go through and select the things you want. Say you want to have a selection set of it as well. You want to create a brand new viewport, point, and then colour code.
So these search sets are created by iConstruct?
No, you need to create them yourself. So if anyone wants to know how to create search sets, after one, I'll show you how to go through that. say zoom, give it a name. And then you save that template. Once that's done, under the audit routines, you just select it, and then it runs through, color codes it, and you can see where it's at. A good one for the properties, which you'll all be able to do, is level by level. We always want to know what's happening level by level and see it really clearly. So I'll demonstrate this. You're more than welcome to follow along. But it's definitely a good one. So I'm going to select the model, jump into audit config, get all the properties. When you get used to iConstruct a bit, you don't need to select the whole model. You'll just select one item that has the information you want, so you don't have to wait for this to load all the time. So how many architectural people in the room? Structural? Oh, my homeboys aren't here.
Oh, lucky Brownie.
I'm the only structural boy in the room. That's the cool club. And services? Okay. Can't believe I'm by myself. Alright. Audit comp, use audit filter. I want to do element. And I want to break it up by level. Zoom it. Do that. Save it, close it, and then under audits, look for levels breakup. Especially if you've got a high rise and things like that, nice and quick to straight away go through and see what's on what's level. Then you can colour code it if you wish. Any questions with that? Okay. Right, let's say now you've created all those and you want to issue it to a particular person or issue it back to a consultant to say, please, can you change this or fix this? You can create a report on it. So once you've got all these viewpoints created, you can automatically just generate a report. You do need to set up a template for your report, like your company logo and what information you like. So, for example, under standard tools, there's an option called Create View Report. It shows you all the actual views you've created. So this one's great for things like all your fire rated walls and doors. Break it up by level, colour code it, so that you can submit it out to somebody and they can mark it up and review it or change it, that type of thing. So if I just go here, I want all those, I want the level breakup, and I want what's not defined. So someone's going to go through and fix up that. You won't have this one in yours because it's something we've had to create, and it takes a little bit of time to create your template, so be aware of that. If I just go OK, it's gone through, created a viewpoint of all those views into a PDF, and go to these three bits. You can see where everything's at. So this actual report, is something we've had to create. It took us a bit of time to figure out how to use it all, but one of the good things is any property that's in Navisworks you can bring onto here. It's just a matter of dragging and dropping it, and then figuring out how to load the logo, how to colour code things, and so on. An example file we created. This is something I did before. Is this one. So you can see the actual what it's doing, where the file's at. the name at the top. So if they were colour coded, their strengths. So yeah, it's easier to see when it's colour coded a bit. But you can easily generate a report and issue it out to whoever needs it, of any view. I would love to show you some of our examples, but we're being wrapped over the knuckles for one, we're not allowed to. Just non-disclosure on a particular project, which is a shame. But at the top there, you've got a barcode as well, so you can actually barcode them. Doesn't do a thing, just looks impressive. So we put it on there, and it scares the hell out of some of the consultants, so that's all that matters. So with the view report, if you'd like to give it a go, under standard tools, scroll down to create a view report and select the icon. Now, what do you have in your, up here? Do you have dice? Just the, okay, just use that. So select that, and then just select whichever views you want. And just go OK. Just let it run. You really need to tick zoom to fit, otherwise it looks a bit empty, these reports. So it's under standard tools, create view report.
Is there any way of orientating the rest of the model?
It takes it from where you are standing at. So before you create it, set it up in that view, and then it creates it from that view.
How do I know where that is in relation to the rest of the wording?
It's based on, sorry, yeah. You can't, with that one, you need to have something in that, like a set up so you know there's a wall there or whatever. You have to put the drag the level parameter or the work area parameter across, those type of things. So you can tell you where it's at.
Also, we used some GPS before, like in terms of the project, that would be easy working on the template.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
You get gold star.
Up the front. We'll give you an elephant stamp later. We've got 15 minutes left. Any questions with that? Alright, match properties. You're going to like this one because it's something you use every day in every other product. And Navis 14 has just brought some of this feature in the latest release, but not all of it. So what map property does is you select any item you want, and then you select your routine. You say, show me everything with that name, or family type, or level, or material, or whatever you like. So if I just select a wall, I've already got some set up. Show me everything that's on that category, and it highlights it for you. So there's 146 walls, and if I just go hide unselected, I can quickly see them.
Sorry, run it.
Yep, yeah. So you select any item that you want to QA, and then based on your routines, which we'll go through in a second how to set up, you can choose by category, by fire rating, acoustic rating, level, name, so on, all the wall names. So there's 8 walls with that name on. And if I just go hide unselected, I can see those particular ones. So to do that, it's nice and simple. Select a particular item, so I've got a wall at the moment. Under General Configuration, scroll 3/4 of the way down and you'll find Match Properties Configuration. So select any item first and then go to this. It's good for finding everything on one level in one go as well. Just like all the other dialog boxes, get the properties of that item and then they'll be available for you to select. And once again, it's the property in the Navis properties dialog box. So just go to element for ease, and then in the property, what do you actually want to search for? So I've got them all pretty much here anyway. So I'll just load it so you can see it. Here's got element category, family. It's a great way to find out all the families and the types. And just keep hitting save. Go element, choose something else. Level, type in the name at the top there, and hit save. So you're constantly going from there to there. Give it a name, hit save, and just keep going through, and I'll create a template for you. And do you have this tick box? I'm down this book club here, aren't I? So it does have a tick box, even though you can't see it, and I'll automatically create a search set for you. So once you go element level, element name, source file, that's a great one, because you don't always know which file that item from. Especially if you've got a consultant who's giving you, 6 models, and you need to know straight away, okay, that item that's showing up, which models it in, you can get it straight away. So just create a few of those. And just close it down. Then just select any item, and you'll automatically have match properties appear, and just go through and find everything on that. So there's 138 doors, we've got that type. So straight away you can get some of the quantities out that you need. Select particular curtain, element name. You can see which ones are the same type and which ones aren't. Family they're from. Right, unselected, check it out. Select any of them, go to the properties, you can start to see some information on it. Doors is a good one. So, level. Quite unselected. So that door, and got different information. So it's a single flush. It's got the acoustic rating, fire rating, and any other information that you've pushed in there, whether it's the QS ID or some type of scheduling parameter that you want to have, a work package parameter, a hardware schedule, frame type, all that kind of stuff. So you can click the QA what has a frame type applied and not, your hardware schedule applied, and so on like that. So the whole idea is find the information and then save a particular view, and then you can either create a report on it, color code it, you can combine them up, you can combine them so you see just walls and doors, that type of thing. It's really down to now what you need to document, schedule, that type of thing. That information should be in the model, so you should be able to QA it before it goes out. Because we've all got pride in our models, we don't want to send a model out that's, they've got, all of a sudden a generic model, as a door or vice versa, so you can check all the categories of what things are modelled in and so on. Once you've created all these routines, down the bottom here, you've got the save button, and you've got a load button. So hit save, it saves the actual, all your settings, and then when you go to another PC or a laptop, just go load, and it brings everything in that you've already created. So you don't have to do that ever again. So that's how you save. So down the bottom here, you've got save profile and then load profile. That's that one. 10 minutes to go. I might leave it at that because we've definitely rushed through it, and I want to give it, some validity. We do this on a daily basis to check our own stuff, to check other people's stuff that we receive. We found it an invaluable tool, and if you see it valuable for yourself, then great, go for it. Any questions?
Is iConstruct something?
No, it's another package you've got to buy. I don't know what it costs. Yeah, we just use it. Any other questions? Well, thank you very much. Very good. Cheers, guys.